Being posted to Brazil sounds like a dream assignment, and for most assignees it is. Brazil is a beautiful country with warm, friendly people who love to eat, drink, and party. But if you're headed there for work, you'll need to know more than how to get to the nearest beach. You'll also want to know what's expected of you on a day-to-day basis, whether at work or at play. An important facet of working in any country is learning the language. Although Brazil is surrounded by Spanish-speaking countries, its national language is Portuguese, and assignees will want to have some knowledge of it because it's critical to working and living in Brazil. And by the way, even if you took Spanish in high school, Portuguese is different enough from it to make your Spanish a very little help. Remember, etiquette and protocol matter in Brazil. The phrase "stay classy" may be a bit of a joke in the US, but it's quite pertinent in Brazil. In all kinds of settings, etiquette, manners, especially table manners, and correct protocol are observed, and you will be judged accordingly. Appearance and grooming are important to Brazilians, and there is a hierarchy even in fashion, with top male executives attired in very expensive suits, all the way down to non-managers in business casual and everything in between. Women employees are also formally dressed in tailored suits and dresses, but the sultry climate and the prevailing attitudes permit them to reveal more cleavage than is shown by mulheres norte-americanas, their counterparts north of the equator. Always say bom dia to co-workers in the morning. It's an important gesture. Meetings in the workplace are conducted casually and at an unhurried pace, with lots of chit-chat prior to getting down to business, even if it means staying later to finish. Once the discussion gets underway, though, be prepared to be interrupted. Brazilians are passionate conversationalists. The concept of face is another important facet of work in Brazil. Saving face is important, so it's necessary to approach any critical comments in a roundabout way and provide the reasons behind your critique. Deadlines are often seen as more guidelines, so it's important to keep track of where a project stands and perhaps plan for extra time. Similarly, Brazilians take a somewhat indirect approach to communication, so don't hesitate to ask for clarification. Brazil is a very hierarchical society, so be prepared for decisions to come from the highest-ranking executive. The people who do the negotiating are not the ultimate decision makers, and don't expect immediate results. You will be disappointed. In Brazil, personal relationships are very important for business relationships. While there, you might hear the expression, for friends, everything, for enemies, the law. Personal relationships are enhanced by frequent face-to-face contact and socializing. To break the ice when first introduced to a Brazilian, ask about their family or their life outside of work, and be prepared to join the crowd outside of work. You need to know that Brazilians are a very tactile people, so don't be surprised by physical contact, like hugging, on a very short acquaintance. It's how they deepen their connections with others, and they're generally very interested in knowing about someone they've just met, where you're from, your family, where you've traveled, whether you have any hobbies, and whether you've been to Brazil before. These questions are not meant to be intrusive, but will help them to form an opinion of you. Brazilians work to live, they work very hard, but family and personal enjoyment of life takes precedence. And like many Americans, Brazilians use all their vacation days. In closing, some top tips for success in Brazil. Understand the value of relationships. Socializing with and displaying an interest in your colleagues' family and personal life are viewed positively. Establishing this kind of personal rapport is key to successful interactions in Brazil. Be patient. Business meetings very often consist of equal parts socializing and business discussion. This is normal and will ultimately result in getting the issue to the authorized decision maker. Formalities of etiquette and appearance are customary. Dress, table manners, and general etiquette are important in Brazil. They establish a person's place in society. Appearing too informal may result in a negative impression. Face is key. Always strive to save face, yours and others. Avoid confrontations, criticisms, and impertinent questions that may appear to put someone at a disadvantage. Always choose indirect communication, and your assignment in Brazil will go smoothly.